to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own crochet bralette. For me, a crochet bralette was one of the very first things that I designed when I was learning how to crochet, so I think it's a super great project if you're a beginner, and even if you're a more intermediate or advanced crocheter, it's also a great project because it works up super quickly, and especially with the spring and summer months coming up, they are great to have lying around for wearing under a cute top or wearing as a swimsuit top. Whatever it might be, they're a perfect choice to have in your wardrobe. Another great thing about this crochet bralette is that it works up super quickly. I know that for me, personally, this project only took about a few hours to complete. So if you are pressed for time or you're just looking for a quick and easy project to pick up, I would definitely recommend sticking around. Because this is a really quick and simple project, I did go through it rather quickly in this video. So if there are parts of it that you'd like to see slowed down, maybe you want to practice a couple stitches a little bit more before really diving into it, go ahead and do that before you jump right in. And if you have any questions as you're working on it, please feel free to comment them down below and I will do my best to respond to all questions as quickly as possible. Before we begin, I do want to ask if you are going to make this bralette or if you would like to see more crochet tutorials from me, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. It lets me know that you are enjoying the content that I'm making, and it also helps support me and my channel, so I would really appreciate if you could do that. In this video, I'm going to be covering how to make your own crochet bralette, starting with what materials you're going to need, how to know what size you should be making, as well as what stitches you should know, and then I'm going to get right into the steps that you need to take in order to crochet this bralette. Starting with the materials, you're going to need either 100 to 225 yards of a category 4 weight yarn, as well as a 3.5mm crochet hook, stitch markers, and then an optional tapestry needle or measuring tape. We'll link the yarn that I use, as well as the crochet hook and the stitch markers that I use for this bralette, in the description below. I'm also going to go ahead and link below for you the written pattern, which I have on my website, thecrocheting.com, as well as my Instagram at crocheting, and all of my other social profiles. Wherever you can find me, I'm there, so please go ahead and check those out and give me a follow on those. In the description, not only am I going to be leaving the links for the materials that I use, I'm also going to be telling you the different measurements that correspond to each size, so you can find out for yourself what size you should be following for the rest of the pattern. Now that you've got your materials and you know what size you're going to be making, we can go ahead and get started with the pattern.
So starting with my yarn and my 3.5mm crochet hook here, I'm going to make a slip knot, and with my hook I'm going to make a chain. For me it's going to be the size extra small number of chains, but it could be any size for you, whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm actually going to add now an extra 2 chains, which will count as my first double crochet, and then I'm going to count to the 4th chain and begin to double crochet in each chain across. And a double crochet, for those of you who would like to see a demo, I have yarned over and inserted my hook, yarn over again, I pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And if you want to see a closer demo, done more slowly, maybe practice it a few more times, I would definitely recommend searching that up on YouTube and then coming back to this video. You can open up a new tab and just practice that really quickly, and then come back and make a double crochet in each chain across. Now that I have my completed row of double crochets, I'm going to fasten off, and I'm going to go back in with the same yarn, and I'm going to count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 stitches away from the end of the double crochet row, and I'm going to slip stitch into the 16th stitch, chain 2, which will count for me as a double crochet for this first round here. And then I'm going to double crochet across for this many stitches depending on what size you're following. Because I'm following the extra small, I'm making 25 total double crochets. So once you have that total, you can move on to the next round. Alright, so now that I've gone and made those double crochets, I'm going to show you how the next rounds are going to be made. They're all going to follow this exact same pattern until you reach this amount of stitches. So whatever size you're making, you're going to keep repeating this round until you have this many stitches remaining. So I'm going to chain 2. This time that's not going to count as a double crochet. So when you're arriving back at that point in the following round, you're going to just ignore it. So this is not counting. And then I'm going to double crochet across. And now because I'm making an extra small size, I'm going to repeat this exact same round until I have 3 stitches remaining. So I'm just now double crocheting across. Started the round with a chain 2, which we're not going to use. You'll remember we did use the first one, but going from this point on, we're not going to use that chain 2 to count as a stitch anymore. Okay, so we're nearing the end. I'm gonna give it one more. So once you arrive at your final 2 stitches, you're going to make a double crochet decrease. So what that looks like is, I'll just finish up right here and then I'll show you. You're going to yarn over, and instead of just double crocheting into the next stitch like we've been doing, you're going to take the first loop of the closest stitch to your hook, and then the back loop of the second closest stitch, and then you're going to just work a double crochet into that. So you're effectively using 2 stitches to create 1 double crochet stitch. And then I'll just be chaining 2, and that's not going to count. And then I just repeat this round over and over until I reach that desired amount of stitches. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made all the way up to 3 stitches total, and as you can see, it is a slow decrease up to 3 stitches to make this triangle shape for the first cup. What I also did, however, is I went ahead and I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 rounds of this 3 double crochets after I had made the initial row of 3. For you, you might be working with 5, you might be working with 7 stitches, so this would be then 12 rows of 5 or 12 rows of 7, whatever it is you were working on. And this is going to actually connect over here to the other cup that we make. Okay, so I went ahead and I made the second cup, and I did the exact same thing where I counted 15 double crochet stitches away from the other side of that initial really long double crochet chain. And then once I found that 16th stitch, I started with my 25 double crochets. For you, it could be more than that if you're making a bigger size, because I'm making the extra small. And then I simply decreased on both ends each round until I got to 3. And then I made 12 rounds of double crocheting in those 3 double crochet stitches. So now that I have the exact same thing on the other side, what I can do is I can line up the 2 cups to make sure that they are facing the same way, and then I can actually line up these 2 final rounds of the cups, and I'm gonna fasten off and I'm gonna sew them together like this, so that way this fits comfortably around my neck, and then I can actually put this around my neck and then tie it here in the front in order to wear it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this pattern for a crochet bralette. If you did, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already so that you can see more crochet tutorials in the future. I try to post at least once a week, so please be on the lookout for my future videos coming up. If you did make this bralette, I would love to see how yours turned out. Please go ahead and tag me in a photo on Instagram at Crocheting. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, all those sites. So however you want to share that photo to me, you can also send me an email. I would love to see your finished work, so please, please, please share those with me as well. That is going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this crochet tutorial, there will be more in the future, tons of new projects on my radar. Also, feel free to comment if you have any crochet tutorials that you're super interested in seeing. I definitely listen and look for those types of comments to give me ideas of what I should be making for you guys. So please go ahead and comment any ideas you might have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!